1:30-ish. Yeah, 1:30. I'm on perfect time. Isn't that wonderful? Welcome to today's episode of how I spent my corona confinement and making it with metaphysics. So, how are you spending your corona confinement? If you were to look at the calendar, remember a few episodes ago I showed you that the calendar and to color each day whatever color you felt. What would the colors be? I hope they're like pink for love, and red for passion. You know, passion isn't just about one thing. There's many kinds of passion. So there's so many things that we have to be positive about. And again, if you feel you'd be coloring in those squares, or if you have colored in those squares in gray or brown or black, I invite you to take a look at that and to make them something, talk to somebody, take it as a clue that something's not right, and change. You're going to get out of this what you make of it, and I'm going to, yeah, okay. All right, I thought I was off for a minute again. Okay, I have something I wanted to talk to you about right away, and that is about the, we're all staying clear of the virus. We are staying in, washing our produce, wiping off all our groceries and sanitizing everything. There's one thing I hope we're not doing, okay? I hope we are not becoming germaphobes. You know, we have very powerful immune systems. And yes, in this one that is a novel, it's a new virus that we're not aware of. So we want to take all the precautions to keep ourselves and our loved ones safe and healthy. So yes, I want you to keep yourself safe and healthy. What I don't want is that we become afraid of germs in general, okay? In this process, when this is over, yes, be intelligent, but don't be a germaphobe. A germaphobe is afraid of everything. You know, wouldn't it be a shame if the 5-second rule went away? Well, think of all the food I'd throw away because if it's down there quick and I can get it quick. I know they say the germs can land on it, but yes, let's be cautious during this time of special reason. But when it's done, try not to become a germaphobe, because what you will actually do in doing that is lessen your own. You'll hurt your own immune system. So stay healthy and be conscious, but don't panic. You know, there's a lot of confusion these days. You know, even in the news, there's conflicting reports. Last night, I heard a report that that those sanitizing units were not yet in use. And I heard about them days ago, and you think like, I thought those were working. I thought they were helping people. This is a long process, and a lot of the stuff we're hearing is not making sense. This is why we have to rise above the inclination to sink into a feeling of desperation with what's going on and stay positive. Because you know what? Genius is at work. Genius is going to make such wonderful and amazing progress and changes. And I want you to know that you have genius within you. When you rise up here to the light of higher consciousness and you say, I can, you don't wander around in circles of unknowing and going, I can't, I can't, I can't. Yes, you can. And yes, I can. You know, last night I was settling in after my day, and I wasn't even doing the news. I had a few news reports binging on my phone that I shouldn't have checked, but I did. And I started to really get to that, my human part got very scared. It's like, oh my God, how long is this going to be? Will we ever be normal again? I think that's what I heard. Somebody said, we will never be what we were. Well, no, but every day we get up and we can be better than we were the day before. As I was noticing this, I realized I was getting more and more tense. So I said, a lot of people I know are working on puzzles. Don't know if you're working on a puzzle or not, but if you're not, I highly recommend it. Because what I found was, in the beginning, I spread out all the pieces, and what do? We start putting the edges together. I wonder, do you think putting the edges together first is some kind of cheating? I don't know. I actually sent my son and his family an escape room puzzle. And from what I understand, you're told to do the border last. Wow. Well, that's their problem, not mine. So I was searching for border pieces and putting them together. And I discovered over that period of time that my focus had come away from the negativity of the news, away from the sense of fear and anxiety and like, when is this going to be over? And it wasn't like I had this moment of spiritual enlightenment. I had a breather from all thoughts of cause. My only thought, my only problem at that moment was, does this piece fit here? And I hadn't done a puzzle in years, and so this was so exciting. And as I was doing it, I'm thinking, I don't think that piece goes there. Yes, it does. Or, oh, I don't think that piece goes there. Yes, it does. Oh, this piece goes there. No, it doesn't. We're kind of like that in life. We try to sort everything out, and everything has to be in order. And sometimes we're surprised by things that we didn't think would fit in one place, but they did, and other things that we didn't think it would fit. You know what I'm saying. One of the things that I realized about my life, and I don't know if you have that problem or not, but I did in many instances in my life, if my life were a puzzle, that there were many times where I tried to force pieces into places they didn't belong. Did you ever do that? It's got to go in there somehow. No, if it's not going to go there, it's not going to go there. And if you force it in, that picture is not going to be right. In your lifetime, have you done that? Have you forced something that wasn't right by your standard, by true standards, but you wanted to make it? How about a job? Did you ever take a job that, you just really kind of had thoughts about it, but you took it anyway? And so where did you wind up? Probably very unhappy at work, or fired. Being fired, I remember I was in my metaphysics class one day, and the teacher was talking, and I'm going to use a very non-ministerial word for a minute, okay? But the teacher was talking about her class. She was another minister, and she was talking about a job she had. And she said how bad it was to go into the job because she didn't like it, but she went in anyway and did the best she could. And then she said, one day they fired my ass, and that's the best thing that ever happened in my life. Would it maybe be a good thing at one job? Did you ever get fired? I got fired one time I was working for a temp agency. There really wasn't enough for me to do, but I made myself busy. I'd say to them, do you want me to fix this file for you? Do you want me to do that? And I stayed as busy as I could all day. And when I was driving home, I got a phone call from the temp agency, and she said, oh, well, they don't want you to come back tomorrow because they said what you basically did was just sit and talk all day. I mean, I was busy rearranging their files and making work and everything, and the two girls were all the time. So they said, how could you fire me? How could you fire me? I did the best I knew how. Well, the good news is I got a job that I needed, and I stayed at for almost 7 years. So I call that being dragged, kicking and screaming to our highest good. What are the chances, even right now, in the middle of this corona confinement, which I prefer to call a retreat, time out in a good way, what if every bit of fighting and griping and groaning we're doing, what if we're really griping and groaning about an ultimate blessing? Have you given a minute's thought today about what good can come out of this? That's where we want to stay. We want to stay up here in the light, knowing. Now, in the darkness, which I've said before, the dark is not evil, but evil things can happen in the dark. A lot of people don't like that Unity uses the word evil. Well, we don't believe in evil. You know, there is no real such thing in evil. Well, in truth, there may not be, but in our current experience, there is what we would determine to be evil. If you spell evil backwards, what do you get? Live. Evil, therefore, is when we are living backward. I think prior to the awareness a lot of people are getting through our experience right now, we've been living life backward. Instead of making money to enhance our lives, we looked at money as a way of living and as a purpose for living on its own, and that's not the truth. Now, another thing we're hearing a lot of things about, I don't know about you, I'm confused, you get this story, you get that story. We're confused by our own body. Does your body lie to you? My body lies to me all the time. But I am a spirit having a physical, earthly experience. So my job is to transform my physical part and bring it up higher. For example, if I am bored, and you know what I say about boredom, you know, if you're bored, chances are you're boring. Bored people are boring people. Ooh. But if I feel like I don't know what to do or whatever, my body will say, oh, I think you need to eat something. And there will be an orange, an apple, all kinds of good stuff. And I will see pastry. And I'll say, oh, I think I'll have that. Well, that doesn't have much of what my body needs anyway. So my body was lying to me. But my body only has my body to work with. And my body has a brain. But I am not my brain, I am spirit. So our spiritual component of brain is called mind. Did you know your mind and your brain are not the same thing? The brain is an organ that mind or consciousness works through. It's the actual physical component that runs the rest of the body. Tells the body where the blood is needed and the air, oxygen, and it runs everything. And yet, our body's all one. What happens if your brain gets confused? There's a chance your body is not functioning, or you might hurt yourself, and because you're not fully using your brain. We've seen people whose brains are not working well, and not working well and having a physical experience of that it's called, this is beautiful, pay attention to this word, dis-ease. There's disease, excuse me, and there's dis-ease. When we are sick, when we are broken, when we are hurt, we are in a state of dis-ease. We were meant to live in a state of ease, which is harmony. I realize why I cough so much when I'm talking. I breathe through my mouth, so I have to try to breathe through my nose and not through my mouth when I'm speaking, so forgive the little important stuff is that the information gets out. Now, along with the confusion and in seeking answers, something has been circulating that is really not helpful. And it's called conspiracy theories. One of the conspiracy theories that continues to have influence on people is that this virus is just a hoax, and that it doesn't exist, and its point is to keep us in our houses. And that's so the deep state, whoever is behind this for their reasons, you know, they're just trying to keep us in our houses. And this video actually it took shots of, they say there's lines. They say there's lines, but look, I'm here. I got my photo, my camera going on my phone. I see it. There's nothing here. There's nobody in line. The ambulances are parked. Maybe that's true in one part of town, but it doesn't mean it's true in another part of town. So people one of the things people do with conspiracy theories is they try to make a pattern. They look for patterns to make their fear go away. So they make up this cause, because they make up in a conspiracy theory is a cause you can focus on and fight. The only problem is if you're buying the conspiracy theories, people that buy conspiracy theories are not paying attention to that which is. So you don't want to feast on conspiracy theories, though they may be intriguing. And the only way that the only person you can protect from a conspiracy theory is yourself. Because if other people want to believe a conspiracy theory, if that makes them feel better about where they are, chances are you're not going to be able to turn them around. So what you do is you falsify the theory for yourself, and you get grounded and comfortable in truth. And if you are given the opportunity, you speak your truth. I am a right fighter. I am out there. Those of you who know me online, you know, right fighter. Oh yeah, you said that, bang, this is the facts. And then I give 3 links. Make sure your sources are reliable. But whatever you do, don't spread a conspiracy theory. before you share anything, make sure it's true. Because the people that won't believe that this condition that we're experiencing is real, they're not living according to the safety measures we need to take at this time. We were given a brain, and the brain was meant to help us survive. But in order to survive, you've got to be aligned with truth. It's not even easy. You want to know a conspiracy theory? Basically, a conspiracy theory in its purest form is that something that's going on in the world, or that they perceive is going on in the world, is a government plot. It's very often a government plot. There's actually people who believe in the conspiracy theory that the people in government are not real people. They are shape-shifting alien lizards. This is true. I'm not kidding. Look it up. It's true that it's a conspiracy theory. It's not true that there are shape-shifting lizards out there running our world. I'm going to invite you to really align with truth as you can. Take in as little input as possible that could be contrary to our highest good. If something comes up and you need to examine that, you can so easily research. But if we want to heal, if we want to build a new world, we have to build this house. You know, metaphysically, a house is your consciousness. So if you got a run-down, beat-up old house, that means your consciousness is run down, your state of mind, your state of being. So if we want to build a house, a good, strong consciousness, we take that knowing into our life, and we make sure that the foundation that we're building on is not sand, that it is rock. Now the same thing goes on. I would be willing to bet that the way our government operates and the way the world relationships operate in the future. Oh, hang on a minute. Hold on. I thought that was Estella saying hello. I thought you said hotel, and that sparked something in my mind, because a hotel, which has many people staying in it, is the state of consciousness of a community or a country. Do you see what I'm saying? But if it's a hotel, that means it's transient. You only hold that consciousness with a group of people for a while, and then you go on. A temple represents your spiritual collective, your collective spiritual consciousness. You know, metaphysics are so amazing, and they're so good to know. And if you get one thing out of what I said today, I hope you take it with you. Look at some of the words. Bring all words to the light. The dark is not evil, but we can't see as well in the dark because it's backward, and we might stumble. Remember, good things happen in the dark. That's where seeds germinate. That's where our thought seeds germinate. But remember, once they come through, they reach up for the sky. Well, on that note, I am going to let you chew on those words. Just gave you some delicious metaphysical alphabet soup, and you take the letters and put them into wonderful words. Have a good day. Be cautious, but don't become a germaphobe in whatever you do. Don't believe everything you see, hear, or read. Remember, you have the truth within you, and it is yours to express. Something sounds questionable? Probably is. So you have a bright, beautiful, better than average day. Oh, and you know what? I want to make sure you know. You can message me on Facebook. You can email me at Revali, R-E-V-A-L-I, at AOL.com. If you have any questions, if you have a problem, if you want me to pray with you, please don't hesitate to reach out. That's what I gave my life to. So, again, good day to you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.